But after a long, hard, cold, frigid, dreary winter, spring is finally here. I'm the Frugal Gardener. I'm on the Homestead. This is my first tour since last year. This is my spring of 2026 garden tour. It's actually a mini tour because there's not a whole lot going on right now, but most of what I'm going to show you today, starting with this peach tree, are things that are considered perennials. Obviously, fruit trees are perennials. They come back every year. This peach tree I planted a year ago, and look at it take off. I am going to take this out of this container and put it in the ground. I really want to leave it here because it gets good sun. This is done very well here, but I don't know. I don't want to put it too close to the house, but it does have to go on the ground. So I may just put it over here someplace. So this is number one. But before I go any further, I should tell you guys that are new that our garden is Zone 7A. It's in the hills of West Virginia. And as I said, I'm the Frugal Gardener. And my garden is about 1/4 of an acre. This is my new addition that I'm still working on. I'm very proud of this. This is 40 feet long. And I'm going to give you guys an update on this probably next week. But right now, number 2 on my list is not a perennial. This is mint. This is a happy accident. I originally wanted to plant 3 different plants in here, but I knew there was a possibility the mint would take over, and it did. This comes back every year. This will come back every year. This mint will provide me with mint for teas and medicinal purposes for up to 10 years. So I'll continue to harvest this. For those of you who are familiar with this channel, you know I like to use containers. I like to use bins. This is in the perfect spot. So this is very hardy, and it will continue to come back year after year. I don't have to worry about it. I may add some nutrients to it, but that's number 2 on my list. And number 3 is something that you'll see a lot around here, and that is lavender. You can see it's starting to come back here. I have lavender all over the place. And the purpose of me growing lavender is because it's versatile, because you can use it in teas, you can use it in lotions, you can use it in candles, you can use it in soaps, you can use it in a lot of different ways. So you'll find that all over the property. Here's another one here. I'm going to have to work on some of these. As I said, it's been kind of a rough winter. So some of these are not actually up to par, but that's what spring's for. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get to it. This is, I have quite a few of these. I spoke on these in my beginning gardeners video. If you know anybody who's just starting to garden, I do a beginning gardener series on Thursdays, and it's a limited series. This I should not have kept out last night. You can see from the drooping leaves that this is the problem. This is basil, and I have probably about 10 of these scattered around the property. These will last about 4 to 6 months. If you really baby them, you take them inside, then they will last longer. I should mention that I have kind of a surprise for you guys at the end of this video. Something that I just received that I think is going to be a major asset to my garden, and hopefully you'll find use for it in your garden. So that's something that I'm going to come to towards the end. Now, back to my tour. Well, I might as well go here. This is autumn olives. This was here when I first got here. I didn't know what it was, I confess. And as it turns out, what ended up happening was I saw this on a TV show and I recognized this. Like, hey, I have a lot of this growing. It is invasive, but it's something that I want and I didn't get last year because I did not get to it before the deer and the birds got to it. So again, the name of it is autumn olive. These bushes can last from 20 to 30 years. So what you get out of these, of course, this is spring, so they're not ready yet, but these are going to produce a bunch of little red berries. See if I can get a close-up for you. So you get a bunch of red berries out of this, and they have a lot of uses. I mean, syrups, jellies, jams, sauces. They are packed with antioxidants. You can eat them as a snack. So I have quite a few of these around, but I'm prepared this year because I have this. And that's this netting here. This netting is fairly cheap, and I'm going to cover maybe not all of them, but quite a few of these I can cover to keep the deer and the birds off of them until they mature, and that way I can harvest them. Well, I guess that brings me to this. This is one of my apple trees. I have two of these, and check it out. You can see it's starting to give me some flowers, some leaves, I should say. I was concerned because I did leave this out, and this looks like a bit of a mess over here because I've been using this as my workstation. But this gadget here, I will show you more about in the future. It's a way for me to water this. This leather thing here, you fill it up with water, and it will water this tree for me. Now, this is not going to take a whole lot of explanation. You guys know what apple trees are. This tree, on average, will last about 30 years. It's not going to give you a consistent harvest for 30 years. At some point, that's going to peak, and then you'll get less and less apples. I used to have an apple tree many, many years ago when I lived in Philly. So that's the apple tree. That's the pear tree. That's the, well, the next thing on the list is my fig tree. Now, I just bought this one. I wanted you guys to see this one as opposed to the other one, which is kind of dormant right now. This, I think these are a bargain. These are like 10 bucks, and you don't have to take them out right away. You can lift these little tabs up here, and you can water them. That way they can stay in this container for a while longer. Keep it moist, give it sun, make sure that it stays warm until you can get it outside. Once it gets established, then yes, it's not a problem. And I did say that my other apple tree was inside. Not true. I brought that out. I try to bring these things out in advance so that you guys can get a look at what I have. And look at this. So the current theme of my garden so far, as things stand now, is mostly, whoops, this is starting to fall over on me. It's a little windy out here today, so I need to move this to protect it. I hope the wind is not affecting my audio. Excuse me. So this fig tree, I was amazed when I first researched these. I researched these before, and I re-researched this before I do these videos. Fig trees can go for up to 200 years. And again, it depends on the climate. It depends on how well you take care of them. They can really span decades. So if I take care of these, which I fully intend to, these will hopefully probably outlive me. So the next thing I'm going to show you is something that is an experiment for me. This is something that I told you guys about before, but you may have forgotten because it's been a while. Now, I didn't forget that I was going to show you guys something special towards the end of this video. Actually, it's two something specials. And this is my experiment. So I'm going to show you this and a couple other things before we get to the surprise. This was something that I just decided to do because I had this space and it was dormant during the winter. And I always wanted to know if I could grow wheat. So I threw a bunch of seeds down here, and it takes a long time. In this case, this wheat has to overwinter. And during the winter, I thought, okay, this is not working out. So I just kind of kept an eye on it, but I didn't get, I didn't get too invested in it. I didn't get upset over it. And lo and behold, it started coming back. And now it's growing again. But there is a slight problem, a slight hiccup. And that is, it takes a lot of wheat to make bread. So I don't know if this is going to be enough, but it's enough for me to experiment with. I do have a grinder. I'm not sure if that's the proper term of what you call it, but you can see it's come back. And I am going to need this space, even though I do have all this space up here now. I am also going to clear all this out, and I'm going to be using this. So this is wheat that doesn't look at all like wheat right now, and it's kind of overwintered. So that's what else is happening in my garden right now. So I'm going to take you over and show you a couple of things that I have been babying throughout the winter, and you'll see why in a second. This is my new pride and joy. This is my blueberry bush. This is one of my blueberry bushes, and it is confused. And I don't blame it. It started to give me berries early on, and then it got cold. Then it got hot, and then it got cold. So I am just waiting to see, I guess just waiting for the weather to make up its mind before it actually starts giving me blueberries. But when I say that I'm babying these are on my little mini front porch. I keep these up here until they get to a certain size because I have a lot of four-legged critters out here that like to eat things that I plant. This is a fig tree. This is a grapevine. This is all dormant, obviously. This is another grapevine that I planted this year. I planted this last month. These are blueberries. These are blueberries. But this is the other thing I wanted to show you guys. These are goju berries. I attempted to grow these from seed a couple of years ago. I was not successful. So I brought one from the store that was dying, and I bit off more than I can chew. So also not successful. So I am really pampering this guy here. And this is about a month, a couple days shy of a month old. And you can see it's finally working out. I'm finally getting progress. This is an idea of what I was telling you about. You can see where these leaves from this blueberry bush have died, but then you see the new leaves that have come in. This survived. The leaves survived on this one, maybe because it was insulated from the weather. This is basil that I just stuck outside to get some heat and get some light. So there's grapes, figs, blueberries, goju berries, grapes here, and grapes here. I guess you're noticing a theme. I need to have quite a few grapes because grapevines can last over 100 years. And basically, it's going to take a lot of grapes to do what I want to do. My family likes snacking on them, and I want to be able to make wine. I want to be able to make grape juice. There's a lot of things that I can do, like grape jelly, grape jam. So you get the picture. I need quite a few grapes, and obviously all these at some point are going to go into the ground once the weather makes up its mind what it's going to do. So we're getting close to the end now. I'm going to show you the two things that I have been holding off on. So as always, I try and find ways to save money while I'm gardening and to save you guys money while I'm gardening. I have been speaking a lot about the grocery prices of food, and there's no point in me going into it again this video because I'm sure you see this every time you go to the supermarket. One of the things that you can do is plant garlic. I like to plant elephant garlic because the cloves are bigger. So this cost me roughly about $4. This is from a company that grows garlic in California. Sometimes they do source out their garlic from Mexico and a couple other places, but for the most part, most of their garlic is homegrown here in the US. So this is quick and easy. You basically take this apart and plant them in a container like this. You come up with something like this. This is what I did with the ones over the winter. Well, in the fall and the winter, this looks a little beat up because I had this is another one of my trials and tribulations, I guess you can call it, for my greenhouse, my first greenhouse since I've been up here, where it blew away on me 3 different times. So this was doing okay, but it went from being pretty warm to just being exposed and being out in the cold. So you can see where it started dying off, and I was concerned that I was going to lose those. But then look, you can see where it's coming back strong. The old leaves are dying off, but the cold weather, I overwinter these anyway. The thing that concerned me is going from the heat to the severe cold literally overnight. Normally, I just plant these and leave them out, and I don't have a problem. Then when the spring comes, this is what happens. They come to life. And as I mentioned to you guys in the past, these are considered scapes, garlic scapes. People put these in stews. You can cook these up, and they're actually edible, unlike the ones from the onions, which you cannot eat. And I always emphasize the two, the ones you can eat from the ones that you cannot eat. So this is what you will get. So about $4. There's about 1, 2, 3. There's at least 5 heads in here, possibly 6. So each one of these is going to get you one of these. So it's basically like getting 5 heads of garlic for free. So that was one of the things that I wanted to show you, primarily because that's what I'm working on today. So I thought that I would give you that information, and you might want to save yourself some money. So now to the final thing that I've been wanting and waiting to show you. This was something else that I pointed out in the previous video. I got this for $5 and it's brand new. But this is it right here. I am creating a mini forest, I guess you can call it. By the time I'm finished, I'm going to have all sorts of things in here that's going to attract the bees and hopefully the good bugs and the birds that are going to eat the bad bugs. Also, to bring in things that are going to be beneficial to the garden, like butterflies. This thing is better than what I expected it to be. I shouldn't call it a thing. This is a very upscale hummingbird feeder. I bought a hummingbird feeder about 2 weeks ago from Dollar General for $3. And I'm going to do a video on this, but I wanted to give you guys a preview on it. So this is why I'm showing it to you now. So that's it, guys. That's what's going on in the garden today. This is, as I said, my first tour of the year. And the next one is going to be a whole lot more going on. So thanks for joining me. I'm the Frugal Gardener. When you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. I'll catch you guys in a few days. Please like, repost, and comment. Don't forget, I have a new video every Monday, and Thursday is for the new gardeners. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a great day.